So the Biden-Harris campaign is telling staff to stay focused on beating Donald Trump as a growing list of congressional Democrats push for President Biden to bow out of the race. Sources are telling NBC News the president is angry, as I think he should be, over the attempts to push him out. But according to two people familiar with the discussions, here we go, President Biden's family members have started to discuss what a possible exit might look like. However, White House spokesman Andrew Bates says, quote, that is not happening. Joining us now, Democratic Congressman James Clyburn of South Carolina. Good morning, Congressman.
Good morning. Thank you very much for having me.
He's got that tight smile on his face.
He does. He's like, okay, Michael, what do you want to say? Congressman, lots of folks have questions. Before we get to that, breaking overnight, Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee of Texas has passed. Her family, she announced she had pancreatic cancer in June. I know you put out a statement, but we wanted to start by just your thoughts and reflections on your friend and colleague, Sheila Jackson Lee.
Well, Sheila Jackson Lee was a very, very good friend. We worked very closely together. You may recall that I spent 2 stints as a Democratic whip, and she, on both instances, was one of my chief deputy whips. Now, the chief deputy whips are about 8 to 10 people that help you check the temperature of the caucus, help you create the strategy that is necessary to get a bill passed. And as you know, we were very, very successful in getting the votes that were necessary for bills to pass. And Sheila played a very critical role in that. On a more personal basis, Sheila was a graduate of Yale University, and she was a schoolmate, one of my former students. I'll never shall forget when Yale announced that it was awarding me an honorary degree. We had a virtual meeting in the run-up to that. And just in the middle of that meeting came Sheila Jackson Lee. I have no idea how she found out about that virtual meeting, how she got the passcode to it, but she showed up in the middle of it. And it was just that way. Sheila was as creative, as innovative as any person I've ever met. And she demonstrated that time and time again, and was a very, very smart and astute politician.
And very crafty at getting that pole position at the State of the Union for the president photo with the president.
She was the best I ever saw at getting to the middle of the picture or the front of the line. No matter what, Sheila would show up there. Everybody
dedicated to it. I mean, Congressman, she also was a supporter of the president. Her last tweet that she put up from her account was, the time is now to unite behind the president and get to work beating Donald Trump one last time. Have you spoken to the president, Mr. Clyburn, since he left Las Vegas?
No, I have not. The president, as you know, it was quarantined since then. I was with him for 2 solid days, and I'm in the airport on Wednesday trying to get back here to South Carolina to be with the Secretary of Education. When I got the call that he had tested positive, and the Department of Education called me and said, be tested right away. We don't be around you until you do that. So I had to go straight to an urgent care facility, and I did get tested, and of course it was negative, and of course I have not talked to the president because he's quarantined up at Rehoboth, and I want to respect all of his deliberations as well as rehabilitation.
Congressman, Vice President Harris was on a call with donors this Friday, and she said, we are going to win this election. We are going to win. We know which candidate in this election puts the American people first, our president, Joe Biden. Do you think that call is going to be enough to shore up Democratic donors?
Well, I don't know if it'll be enough for the donors, but I think it's enough for the voters. I hear from voters all the time, and I have said to people all day yesterday, you can imagine, I was on the phone with donors, representatives of donors, with voters, and what I'm hearing, 85% of the people that have contacted me are all in for the president. And so I don't believe that we are unanimous in our support for the president. We are certainly unified in that support. And I've never been able to understand why people often get mixed up between those two words. We are not a unanimous caucus on anything, but we are a unified caucus. We demonstrated that back when the Republicans were trying to select a speaker. Every single vote went up by Democrats went to our leader. And I have never seen anybody get all the votes of the Democrats to be leader before. And so we are a unified caucus, and we are unified in support of Joe Biden, irrespective of the fact he was not unanimous.
Congressman, I want to talk about something that's a little bit near and dear to our hearts, and that's the base, the grassroots, the heart, soul of any political party, and certainly any political organization. We were talking in the last segment about how on the Republican side, this convention that we just witnessed did nothing to expand that base. But the Democrats are still poised, despite the current state of affairs within the party, to expand its base, to create those coalitions. I want to call your attention to a letter from Biden's Black Women Support from more than 1,400 black women who noted history is a great teacher and has taught us that a divided house will fail. As black women, we are uniquely aware of the very real threat a second Trump term poses to our country and especially to our community, but this is not a moment to give in to fear. Simone was a part of visiting with these women and had a chance to check that temperature there, which was very high on Joe Biden. What is wrong with the donor class and the political class that they don't get what the voters feel and think about Joe Biden? They're the ones who are coalescing around him. The 14 million of them voted for him. Why is this disconnect still there? And why are some in the political class specifically egging on this breakup? Yeah.
Well, that letter was very interesting to me, and the quote you just lifted from that is very, very important. It talks about the history of these kinds of things, and it ought to be instructive to us. I remember 1968. I was in attendance in 1972, as well as 1980. In both instances, we had this big contest, or three instances, really, the two that I attended both, for the leader of our party. A lot of people forget that Ted Kennedy challenged Jimmy Carter for a re-election to the presidency. And what did that get us? A big defeat. McGovern, big fight we had and ended with McGovern as our nominee. What did that get us? One state and the District of Columbia. I have never seen in modern time, a wide open convention be successful come November. It has not happened. And I don't think it will happen now. This process, this drama that is created, it may not be healthy, but it's curable. And I think that we are well poised to win this election, as the Vice President said, come November. But we must stay focused, stay steady. That's why you see all these turtles around my house and in my offices, because I focus like the turtle. I stay steady. We'll win this race if we do so. But going all over this place, getting into the convention, having all kinds of fights on the floor, and the people of America looking in on that disunity is not the way to hold yourself out to the American people. So whatever we're going to do, we've got 4 weeks to do it. And I think that we had better go into Chicago unified as one party and have one big love fest that we will share with the American people, and we can win this election come November.
Congressman, you noted that the caucus may not be unanimous, the Dem caucus on the Hill, but you are unified, and you think that this is curable. How is what? Yo, that
He's done, Simone.
Look, I don't know. Y'all let me know.
No, I am not.
He was like, no.
Nope,
I done gave you my answer, Simone.
My name is Skype.
You know what? I'm not mad at Jim. I'm not mad at Jim Clyburn, but I am. Oh, my goodness. Well, we're going to discuss this on the back end. Congressman Clyburn, thank you so much. I'm going to call you in the break.
Talk to the Skype.
Okay? He said talk to the Skype, y'all.